he started crying. These were the kinds of things I did to my husband. I brought him to the place of tears. Stand up, walk out, bang the door at him. And I said, talk to yourself. Anything you want to do, do. At that point in time, I've given myself a push. Anything that wants to happen, let it happen. If this marriage wants to end, let it end.
What happens when the woman behind the great man becomes the storm in his own home? When love turns to pain, and the only thing a husband can do is to cry. This is not fiction. It's the true story of Pastor Eno Jerry, the wife of Pastor Jerry Eze, the man behind what God cannot do does not exist. So in a deeply emotional confession, she revealed how her anger, her pride and background almost tore their marriage apart. She said, I made my husband cry, not once, not twice. He never hit me, never shouted, he just cried. Her words, her action, her stubbornness, all fueled by the broken home she came from. She nearly destroyed what God was building. But then, grace found her. Because if her marriage had fallen apart, guys, who would have stood beside Pastor Jerry Eze today? This is more than a story. It's a reminder that sometimes the strongest love stories are born from tears and not smiles. So enjoy the video, guys, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye.
But I've been with my husband, or I've known him for the past, add 5 to 17 is what? 22. So 22 years. So I got to know him 22 years ago. That should have been in 2002. That was when I met him and we started this journey. Before I met my husband when I was 19 years old. I started praying early for marriage, and I started doing that when I was 16 years old. I did that because of the family I grew up in and what I saw happen in my marriage. So the first thing I'm talking about right now is parents as models. Parents as models. Just put it down somewhere. Parents as models. I grew up in a home. My parents loved themselves. They loved themselves. And but I saw a pattern that started to affect me without me knowing. My parents knew how to quarrel. They didn't quarrel in the secret, they quarreled in the open. They had their arguments in front of us, and they even were physical in front of us. And as a child, I saw myself and my elder brother trying to separate my parents from fighting. And imagine a child doing that. We're crying, you'll be crying. You know, you'll be crying, mommy, daddy, stop, daddy, leave mommy, mommy, like that. And I'm sure my parents, in the innocence of their hearts or naivety, probably they didn't even understand the impact on us, the children. So this was how I grew up, and I continued to grow up like that till I met my husband at age 19. So why am I mentioning this? I'm saying this for every parent here or parent to be. You are a model. Be careful what you model around your children. Your children, it is English people that says the apple does not fall where? It does not fall far from the tree. So whoever you are, just know that you are mirroring the image of what you want your son or your daughter to become. If you are not proud of who you are before them, then stop doing that thing, because your children will likely become who you are. I have discovered that for me to even want to get married, those of us, if you are here, that grew up in such an environment, is either most times you don't want to marry. You make up your mind that you won't marry because of what you have seen. Some of us grew up and we hate men. Some of us just grew up, or whether it's the men hating women, I don't know, but we just grew up and we don't want to marry. But for some strange reason, God knowing where he was taking me, for me, he made me want to marry. And please understand that if you grow up in such an environment, it's likely that they will not be able to stay in their marriage like you and your husband or wife stayed. And likely the next thing that will happen is that there will be a divorce. There will be a separation. Why? Because the children that you are raising are scarred. You are raising scarred children that will get into the society and scar other people. So we must be careful what we are modeling. If you're not married, you are hearing me before you get married. If you're already married, please don't ever have, even if you say it's just a little argument, don't ever have such things in front of your children. Let them not see that. Learn to have your discussions where eyes can see, and don't be raising voice. You know why? Because when I got married to my husband, the way I understood to have conversation is to raise voice. So imagine me raising voice when I'm talking to him. He said, you're shouting your voice. I said, me shout. I'm not shouting. Why are you raising your voice? I said, me raise my voice. I'm not raising my voice. We've not started anything yet now. Why are you complaining? Because I know when it becomes heated, this is, we are just starting and you are complaining. And unfortunately for my husband, he came from a peaceful home. You know what a peaceful home looks like? I don't know, what would you call my own kind of home? You can call it anything you want to call, but he came from a peaceful home. So imagine the two of us having a conversation and he's just talking. And if you know my husband, very gentleman and quiet man, then me, I'm like, why you say I'm shouting? We have not even started hitting ourselves. You are complaining. This is normal conversation. So this thing started to eat into our marriage, and I didn't even know it was a problem. Unfortunately, some of us, the problems we're having in marriage, we don't even know that we think it's nothing, it's normal, because that was how we were raised. For me, my environment shaped me, my family shaped me. But please, I want to speak to everybody. You can change and you can be anything you choose to be. Don't blame your weakness, don't blame your inadequacies on your father, on your mother, on your environment. The moment you keep doing that, or the more you keep doing that, you will never change. But when you begin to own up to your own mistakes and tell yourself that my father is my father, my mother is my mother, I'm not them, I am different, I am unique, so I cannot blame them if I don't turn out right. Let me even tell you a little bit about my background. I don't know how many of you fought as a child. Me, I fought. Who fought? If you see me fighting, girl, I used to fight boys in primary school. I used to pride in being able to beat guys, boys, and I will have my long nails and I will scratch them, and in my mind I have gotten a trophy. Imagine that kind of woman when you now want to marry. Do you know what made me stop fighting? I always fought because I used to win. But in SS1, there was one girl, I think she had been watching me since I entered that secondary school, and she was just saying, the day Eno we enter my side, I will show her. Because the way she beat me, she didn't beat me like it was just normal fight. She beat me like she has been preparing for that day to come. And God used her to reset my brain and tell me that, you see this fighting, it will take you nowhere, just leave that one. So that was the last time I ever fought. I did not stop fighting because God told me not, because they beat me well. The beating I received told me, leave this one for those that can do. If you are a fighter here, stop fighting. Whatever you don't deal with now that you are unmarried, you will carry it into your marriage. Whoever you are now is what you are going to show in marriage. Don't even think your marriage will change you. It won't change you. It will actually amplify and magnify whether it's a weakness or a strength. So this is the time to deal with whatever it is that is a weakness. So I used to be a lady and a young girl that was very disrespectful. I don't know, I honor my husband so much. Right now, if you see me, you will never know that I'm still the same person. But I used to be very disrespectful. Let me give you an example of what disrespect looked to me, as in what the kind of things I could do. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned that I was a very angry person. Oh my God, when I am angry, you can't stay in the same place. The same way I smile, and I can smile. If I switch, angry people know how to smile, I think. If you see me on a good day and you see me on a bad day, you will not believe it's the same person you saw on the good day. I could get very angry. Very angry. These are the kind of things I do. I did when I was angry. Even some of them I can't even remember. It's my husband that used to remind me. Have you noticed angry people, you finish doing things, you will not remember what you have done. So, see the kind of things I used to do. One of them my husband told me I did not know. I couldn't remember. He said one day I was so angry that I went into the kitchen and I just did a place like this, and the place all broke. See, today I'm still saying it's not true. I still believe it wasn't me. I can't remember the day I did it. So, but since he said I did it, I want to believe him that he knows what he's saying. because who knows what was doing my head that day. So I did not know when I broke plates. Our first week in marriage, honeymoon, we didn't even do honeymoon. Do you know that after I got married, my Jesus, this work we started is not today we started it. After we got married, Saturday, Sunday is Thanksgiving. My husband had outreach on Sunday at the NYSC camp. So that's where we went to go and do our honeymoon or our Thanksgiving. We went to NYSC camp and we're doing ministration. There's this program he used to do. So we were there. Then that week he had to go to work. I think then he was with World Bank. I think it was World Bank at the time. So we had to go to Abuja for work. And he left me in the hotel. He would leave me in the hotel. I was not working now with him. So he went to work. And that day he did not call me. He didn't call me on the phone. And he did not tell me how we eat as he left me in the hotel. Just left me in the hotel and went to work and did not come back the evening. Hey, you can tell the remaining part of the story. Which woman can help me tell me what I did? That day, I don't even know if I did anything. Maybe I will sit on this side. So time is going like After I have about everything he has done to me and how he left me, someone you just married, this is just the first week. As soon as he came back, as the door was opening, my mouth was opening. Door open, I started. Only God knows what I said. I cannot remember the things I said. I was ranting. I was upset. You know, all of us women that feel we need attention. You are not giving me attention. How can you leave me? Finish all the talk. The only way I understood and knew that there was a problem was that I just saw a man crying. My husband started crying. Then in my mind I say, hey, what have I said? Oh, I've said the word I should not say. You know, you start retracing, you start going by, say, whoa. But we're not fighting. Why is he crying? I'm just talking. Remember where I'm coming from. It's until it's a fight, that's when it's a problem. This is just talk. All you need to do is answer me back, and that is it. Why won't you just answer me? Instead, you are crying. He started crying. These were the kinds of things I did to my husband. I brought him to the place of tears. He would just start crying. Then something will reset in my brain and tell me, you have gone too far. Then I will start saying sorry. Or is it when we are talking and the conversation is not going in the direction I want, I will stand up, walk out, bang the door at him, and I say, talk to yourself. Anything you want to do. At that point in time, I've given myself a posture. Anything that wants to happen, let it happen. If this marriage wants to end, let it end. Devil is a bastard. Imagine me at that time saying, if this marriage want to end. Who will be enjoying this life that I'm enjoying? Hey, Jesus. Oh, please help me say, devil, you are a bastard. Then his report would have been he was married, but you know. The devil saw my future, saw what God was designing, saw what God wanted to do, saw that I was a terror to the kingdom of darkness, and tried to use me to destroy me. If anything had happened to me, it would have been me that did it to myself. It's not from my village. If anything would have happened to my marriage, I would have been the one that used my own hands to destroy. A wise woman builds her home. A foolish one tears it with her hands. The question is, which one are you? Wise or foolish? The Bible says it is the wise woman that will build. I look at scriptures and I just feel like the scriptures is like this. It gives the responsibility of marriage mostly on the shoulders of a woman. If marriage is to work, it's the woman that will make it work. If marriage will be destroyed, the woman can do it easily. She does not need anyone to help her. She can do it all by herself. If a woman decides that there will be peace in the home, there will be peace. If she decides there will be no peace, there will be no peace. We are that powerful. However we decide to play the cards, that is what will happen. I have seen the worst of my husband and have seen the best of my husband. I have seen the worst of my husband when I didn't submit to him because of my disrespectful behavior. My husband needed to show me that he's the man. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There is a way you will behave. A man wants to show you that he's the man. I am the man of this house, so you cannot use your shout to silence my voice. I am the man, I must be heard. So the man that was quiet began to shout. That was what I ended up doing to my husband. The quiet man, you now even, hey, God have mercy. You see why I'm taking time to say this is because by the time you finish doing all these things and you now see that your marriage or your relationship is going down the drain, that's when we now start wanting to come around and fix things, and most times it's as if it's almost too late. So I see this man that is quiet, and anytime I speak, he's now raising his own voice, and I'm like, he's not even a what? So in my mind, like, why are you now looking like this? Where is this one coming from? I have made him become what I am, because he's just trying to say I am the man, and nobody is taking this place with me. You know, men have ego. Every man looking at every man here, no matter how quiet they are, they want to be heard as the man, and I give it to them. They deserve it. So they deserve it. Yes. If you want to clap for the men, clap for them. And I believe that when you want to see the best of a man, when a man has a wife that submits to him, honors him, you will see the best of a man. That's if it's, as in any correct man, that the devil is not doing scroll with his brain. The time I was doing my gra, he was showing me gra. My husband never raised his hand at me. Never. He was never even tempted. It's not like you talk and his hand will do like this. Never. I think the best he could do is that one. He will just can't cry, and every time he's crying, God will be punishing me. I just think he's just heaping coals of fire on my head, because after you see a man of God like this, and God will just this lady, if I don't deal with you like this, then maybe he will ask his guy, say, God have mercy on her, have mercy on her. That's the only way God saved me or spared me. This is on a lighter note, but it's very true. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the scripture started with submit. What is submit? We have learned as women, we have found different ways of defining submission. As far as I'm concerned, the best definition of submission is find out what submission is to your husband and do it. Because you see that word, you see respect. Respect for Mr. A is different from Mr. B. Respect is not one and the same for every man. Men, am I speaking the truth? No, if I'm not speaking the truth, tell me no. Am I speaking the truth? So you see Bola and her husband, and you see how Bola behaves with her husband. You now go home and go and do your husband. What is this? Hey, but that's not Bola and her husband. Say, I am not Bola's husband. I am. Call your own name. I don't know what name to use. What name? Andrew. I am so person. So for me, what I did in my journey with my husband was that I had to start asking him, please, what does respect mean to you? Because every time he'll tell me you're not respecting, you're not, and that's one line men know how to use. In counseling, you see a man tell a woman, you're not respecting, you're not, and the woman be defending herself, but I'm respecting him. And even when the woman is saying I'm respecting, you see her to her eye. That was one thing I knew. See the one I used to do. I don't know if you can see me from where. I used to do, there's this thing they used to do with nose. My husband hated that thing, Jesus. But it was the way we grew up as children. Someone just so my nose would just go up without me even knowing that I was gone. It's only that we are like gardeners. We are given a forest and we are told to cultivate it however we want to. So it's up to you to decide, what will I build? See, this is not the season to be listening to everybody. I know that everybody has an opinion about marriage, and a lot of us that talk about marriage, we talk about marriage from what we have experienced. But one thing I say to everybody, No matter what you hear, let the Bible be your manual. Make sure everything you are hearing, you can take it back to the Bible, and you will see something that will still point you towards that thing you have heard. But if it is not in the Bible, please don't do. Let it come from the Bible.